It was one of those eerily quiet evenings, the kind where even the air felt heavy, like the world was holding its breath for something inevitable. Outside, the trees stood still, and inside our suburban house, the only noise was the rhythmic tick of the wall clock. I sat in the dim light of the living room, eyes fixed on the flickering screen of the television, though I couldn't have said what was playing. My thoughts were far away, tangled in a web of unease that had been building for months. And tonight, I knew was the night I would have to face it. 10 years. That's how long my wife and I had been married. A decade of memories, of shared laughter, of struggles overcome, of trust, or so I thought. We met back in college, a whirlwind romance that turned into something real. She had been my best friend, my partner, everything I had ever wanted and someone to grow old with. We built a life that at one time felt unshakable, but looking back now, I could see the cracks that started long before I wanted to admit they existed. It was all so subtle at first. She'd stay out late, nothing unusual at first, with excuses of work dinners or girls' nights out. I believed her. I wanted to believe her. She had never given me a reason to doubt her, so I kept the faith. But then came the small, unsettling shifts, a new fragrance clinging to her clothes, not one I recognized. The way she'd guard her phone, glancing at it with secret smiles, always turning the screen away. Her touch grew colder, her gaze more distant. She was there physically, but her heart was elsewhere. I tried to shake off the creeping thoughts, told myself I was imagining things, letting paranoia twist something innocent. But deep in my gut, I knew something wasn't right. There was a weight hanging over me, invisible but suffocating. I was sharing my home, my bed, my life with someone who felt like a stranger. Still, I waited, hoping it was all in my head. Then came that night. She told me she had another dinner with coworkers, a common enough excuse by now. I nodded, playing the part of the trusting husband, but inside, my chest was tight, my thoughts racing. Something about this time felt off. I couldn't explain it, but the way she looked at me before leaving sent a chill down my spine. It was almost as if she knew she wouldn't be able to keep hiding anymore. She left, and with her, she left behind her phone. I don't know if it was an accident or something subconscious, but it was her lying on the counter like a loaded gun. I picked it up, hands trembling, heart hammering in my chest. I wasn't even sure what I was looking for. Maybe a final reason to trust her, but as I unlocked it, dread pooled in my stomach. And then I saw it. His name was Mike. Dozens of messages, sweet words, flirty exchanges, plans. Their plans for tonight. He wasn't just a friend. He wasn't just a blip. He was someone she had hidden for months. Someone she loved, or at least someone she gave herself to while lying to me. I kept scrolling. My body froze. My eyes blurred. The life I thought I had was slipping away, replaced by cruel texts and emoji-laced betrayals. She had been building a second life, one where I didn't exist, all while smiling at me like nothing was wrong. I wanted to scream, to smash the phone and shatter every lie she'd ever told. But I didn't. I just sat there cold, silent, crushed. She came home past 1 a.m., her car easing into the driveway like any other night. I sat motionless, barely breathing. I could hear her footsteps, hear her humming to herself, cheerful, unaware of the storm waiting inside. She entered the room, took off her coat, and then noticed me. Her face changed in an instant, from carefree to shocked. "Oh, you're still awake," she stammered. I didn't answer, just watched. "I was out with the girls," she said, trying to sound casual. I stepped forward slowly and pulled her phone from my pocket. She froze. The color drained from her face. Her hand reached out instinctively, but I pulled it back. Her panic was immediate. "I know," I said, voice low and tight. "I saw the messages. I know about Mike." Her lips parted, but nothing came out for a second. "Then I can explain." "Explain?" I laughed bitterly. "Explain how you've been sleeping with someone else for months? How you looked me in the eye every day and pretended like nothing was wrong." Tears filled her eyes. "I'm sorry," she whispered. "I didn't mean for this to happen. It was a mistake." "Mistake?" I shot back. "No, a mistake happens once. This was a choice over and over again. You chose him. You chose to lie, to betray me. She broke down, sobbing uncontrollably, falling onto the couch like her legs couldn't hold her up anymore. She kept saying she was sorry, over and over, but her words felt meaningless, like apologies shouted into the wind after a house has already burned down. I want you to leave, I said. She looked up at me, tears streaming down her face. Please don't do this. We can work through this. I still love you. But it was too late. Those words meant nothing now. I don't care, I replied. You need to go. She cried harder, but I turned my back and climbed the stairs. I didn't look back. In our bedroom, I sat on the bed staring at the wall. Everything I believed in, every dream, every plan felt like a lie. I had given her my heart, my trust, my life, and she had torn it apart without hesitation. I didn't know who I was anymore. For so long, our marriage had been the center of my world. But now that world was gone. All that was left was a silence, thick, heavy, suffocating, and the realization that the person I had loved most had broken me. And somehow I had to find a way to live through.